The Steelers Extra Point Show, presented by Neighborhood Ford Store.
And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Steelers Extra Point Show here on KDKA TV. Following another win, the Steelers are stacking wins now, 3-0 to start this season, alone on top of the AFC North, pending the outcome of the Ravens and the Chiefs on Monday Night Football. Welcome to our broadcast, condensed a bit by the length of the overtime game. Bob Pompeani, Hokie Bros 76, Chris Hoke joins me in Studio B. And Chris, I thought, just to get right to the point, the second half was tremendous. Better play calling. I thought the adjustments that the defense made after the first half, you saw three very quick, long drives by Houston as they moved down the field. Boy, the Steelers shut them down in the second half. That was the difference of this game.
It really was. It was that in the second half, there were 4 drives by the Houston Texans. 3 were 3-and-outs, 1 interception. What the Steelers defense did was keep Deshaun Watson in front of him. And if he was out of the pocket, you saw T.J. Watt nail him out of bounds. They had tighter coverage on the back end, and that's what they wanted to do, not let him scramble to buy time so the receivers could get open. It's exactly what they did. But, Bob, one thing I want to point out is what the offense did in the second half. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't Ben's greatest game, but what they did was control the ball. The Steelers had 76 plays in this game to the Houston Texans 47 plays, a 13-minute difference in time of possession. The game was won on the offensive side of the ball, controlling it, and defensively shutting down Deshaun Watson in the second half.
Yeah, I agree with that. They were down 14-3. They could have abandoned that run game. They stuck to it. They knew Houston had struggled, and they pretty much took control of the game. To your point, 11 minutes and 50 seconds of that fourth quarter were the Steelers on possession offensively. So that was a big part of the game. We're going to break it down. We have plenty more coming up, including an interview with Michael Keaton, award-winning actor and Pittsburgh native, who's going to be joining us. But Mike Tomlin will be up next. His comments after the Steelers' 28-21 win today as they beat the Houston Texans to start the season 3-0. A lot to talk about right here live on KDKA TV. So we hope you stick around.
Introducing the all-new 2021 GLA 4MATIC SUV starting at just $38,230. It's the biggest thing that ever happened to small. Lease the GLA 250 4MATIC SUV for just $419 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer.
When we need you most, you show up. You help us mask up. You donate meals so we can fill up. Massage chairs to rest up. Sweet treats to cheer us up. And stay at home so we can catch up. You show up when we need you most, so we can show up for those who need us most. Thank you for your generous support in helping us fight coronavirus.
It's Ford Truck Month, and if this is your kind of day, and this is your kind of truck, then this is your month. Ford Truck Month. Now, get great deals on Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 43 years.
Right now, returning lessees can lease a built Ford Tough F-150 for $299 a month and get a no-charge 2-year maintenance plan, only from your neighborhood Ford store.
Jason Waller, founder of Power Home Solar, America's fastest growing solar company. We've teamed up with Generac, the nation's largest provider of backup energy systems. Together with our American-made solar panels, you'll lower your energy bill, saving thousands of dollars every year, and you'll protect your home from being without power. Make the call 1-800-SOLAR-POWER and save $2,000. Generac and Power Home Solar, the new #1 team in home energy. Let the sun shine in.
Awesome internet. It's more than just fast. It keeps all your devices running smoothly. With built-in security that protects your kids, no matter what they're up to. Protects your info and gives you 24/7 peace of mind. That if it's connected, it's protected. Even that pet camera thingy. Can your internet do that? Xfinity XFi can, because it's simple, easy, awesome.
Welcome back to Steelers Extra Point, presented by Neighborhood Ford Store.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Bob Pompeani, Chris Hoke with you. Thanks for joining us. And what a game it was. The Steelers dominated the second half after the Texans came out and built up a 14-3 lead. Second half, all Pittsburgh. The final drive, 12 plays, 79 yards, all in that fourth quarter. 7:03 off the clock, 3 third-down conversions. And got to give a shout-out to Chuks Okorafor, who was starting today at the tackle position. He kind of silenced J.J. Watt, and that is not an easy thing to do. Mike Tomlin, after the game, had these comments following a 7-point win.
You know, first I got to start off by tipping my cap to Coach O'Brien and the Houston Texans. Man, they had a really good plan. It took us a while to get adjusted to it. They made plays early on in all 3 phases, and we were trying to find our rhythm. I thought the guys did a nice job, players and coaches, of communicating, making necessary adjustments at the half, and finding our rhythm in the second half, getting necessary stops and possessing the ball. So it was a lot to be proud of in terms of the effort. It was good to get Anthony Mcfarlane involved. I thought just our utilization of all the backs was a good element of play for us. The defense didn't blink, man. We gave up some possessions early, and sometimes that can put a bad taste in your mouth, but they didn't allow it to spoil the day. They just played one snap at a time, and we were able to get some significant stops in the second half. I thought their turnover by Mike Hilton was enormous. From an injury standpoint, Derek Watt has a hamstring. Deontay Johnson has a concussion. The rest are just bumps and bruises associated with play. I'm sure I'll update you guys on Tuesday. Questions?
Joe Rudder.
Yeah, Mike, what did you guys specifically do to stop Watson in the second half?
You know, we mixed some things up with our coverages, and we rushed a little bit differently. He was finding escape lanes, not necessarily in an effort to run, but in an effort to buy time and break some of our zone coverages down and find open spaces. And so we made minor technical adjustments to both the rush and the coverage, and I think that was the difference.
Mark Caboli.
Mike, like you said, a lot more zone coverage today. Is that basically because of Watson and his ability to potentially, pull down the ball and run with some defensive backs back to the ball?
You know, you play man-to-man versus this guy on possession downs. He could run for 100 yards himself on you. And so we just thought with guys having vision to break, it could help the rush if he was able to escape, and it benefited us some today. But that's just the method that we chose today. He's got special talents. He presents unique challenges. And so we did what we had to do to win the game.
Jerry Dulac.
Hey, Mike, you mentioned the other day you liked the trajectory of the run game because you were able to close out games with it in the first 2. You did it again today. How important has that been for you guys?
You know, it's been critical, man, because all these games are close, man. Everything in the National Football League, man, is a one-score game. So your ability in the waning moments to possess the ball and not put your defense back in harm's way, to win the critical possession downs via the run or run-like action. I can't say enough about what Ben was able to do in some of those short yardage situations. We did supplement the run with some quick RPO passing game that allowed us to sustain drives and possess the ball. So I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that as well.
Brooke Pryor.
Coach, you mentioned Anthony Mcfarlane there in your opening statement. What told you this week that he was ready to be more involved in the game plan? He was inactive the first week and didn't play last week. Why was he ready to step up in this moment?
He was ready last week. That's why we had the hat on him. Sometimes game circumstances doesn't allow certain roles to develop or things of that nature. We like the overall trajectory of his game. He's been working hard and practicing hard and having professional detail in his work. And so we had trust in his abilities. And so it was good to get him in the mix. He brings a different skill set than maybe some of the others, and I think they complement each other well.
Mike Pursuta.
All right, that's Mike Tomlin after the game today. A lot of good things going on. Chris, we got contributions from a lot of guys. They're using their draft class people quite a bit. We've seen Kevin Dotson last week. I mentioned Chuks from a couple years ago, but also Anthony Mcfarlane, 20-yard gain right off the bat. He seems to have Claypool continue to make plays. Pretty good stuff.
Really good stuff. When you talk about the running game, that's what stood out to me. James Conner today stayed with the running game, 18 carries for 109 yards, 6.1 average. Anthony Mcfarlane, who you just talked about, Bob, he ran today. He had 6 carries for 42 yards, 7-yard average. 4 of his first 6 touches in this game went for first downs. And they just stayed with the running game. And what I got to give it to is the offensive line. When you go back and watch this film later in this week, you will see they ran that counter row play where they pulled the backside guard, sealed the edge, and then brought Vance McDonald around and really kicked out the backer. And there were huge lanes for all these running backs and James Conner to run through and get to the second level quickly. That's where it was won. It was at the line of scrimmage.
There's no question about that. Matt Filer, pulling guard, did a great job over there. As I mentioned, Okorafor was outstanding, silencing J.J. Watt. And if you look at the other side of it, the defense shut down totally David Johnson. Only 1.6 yards per carry for him. And that's, you know, they expect big things. Their run game has not been very good, but the Steelers, to their credit, shut it all down. We have a lot more coming up, including an interview with Michael Keaton. Yeah, he's a big-time Pittsburgh fan, as you know. We're going to talk to him coming up next. And then Roethlisberger and plenty more. Plus later, your phone calls. We'll take a few of those as well. 28-21, the Steelers are 3-0. Next week, a big showdown you'll see here on KDKA against the 3-0 Tennessee Titans, who won today. All that and more coming up when we come back.
Because of this, we made Ford Super Duty the most capable heavy-duty pickup ever. Because of this, we built Ford F-150 with 375 horsepower and best-in-class payload.
Rescue 614 inbound.
Because of this, we built Ford Ranger with the terrain management system. And because Ford trucks are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand.
We're Steelers. We take what nature provides. We work in what others can't handle. We put it through extremes others can't imagine. And we create something extraordinary. Then we share it with others so they can make their own amazing. Now, Steelers are partnering again, working to bring remarkable to the next generation so they too can be extraordinary.
Awesome internet. It's more than just fast. It keeps all your devices running smoothly. With built-in security that protects your kids, no matter what they're up to. Protects your info and gives you 24/7 peace of mind. That if it's connected, it's protected. Even that pet camera thingy. Can your internet do that? Xfinity XFi can, because it's simple, easy, awesome.
Ready, set, go.
Go, boy, go! Go, boy, go! Go, boy, go! No, hurry, get the car! Go some more!
Live big in the 3 larger-than-life SUVs from GMC. Current eligible lessees can get this low-mileage lease on this 2020 Acadia SLE for around $199 per month. Or current eligible lessees can get this low-mileage lease on this 2020 Terrain SLE for around $179 per month.
Welcome back to Steelers Extra Point, presented by Neighborhood Ford Store.
Bob Pompeani, Chris Hoke, and we are lucky enough to be joined by an award-winning Hollywood actor who also happens to be a Pittsburgh native and, of course, a huge Steeler fan. You know him, you love him. Michael Keaton checks in with us out from Los Angeles. And, Michael, first, thanks for joining us. I got to put in your analyst hat. What did you think about the game today, your assessment?
You know, you and I had talked a little earlier. The most impressive thing is how these guys adjust after the half every time. Just when I'm sweating. Look, I've gone through 6 versions of carpet reinstallment in my house, from pacing and walking back and forth and where. But every time I gotta say, Tomlin and the boys, they make an adjustment, and then they just adjust to the second half. And I thought James Conner had a really great game. And man, I pull for that kid. I really, and Fitz Williams, everybody. I mean, it was just great.
Yeah, they have some guys coming up, too, rookies making big impacts. You know, you're obviously invested in the Steelers always, but you're a huge fan of all the local teams. How much do you get back to Pittsburgh? And you make a point to check out a game when you are back?
Yeah, let me show you something.
There we go. Oh, of course. Should be retired, right?
21.
Got to retire that number.
Man. Yeah, absolutely retire that number. Anyway, I do. I'm a fan. I've been a sports fan since I've been a little kid, and it's such a good city. It's just a really, really, really good city. The last time I was there was for the Tree of Life. I somewhat emceed that afternoon, a real rainy afternoon, and everybody showed up. I support that Pittsburgh food pantry. And like that. I mean, we can talk about the Steelers for a minute if you want, because I'll talk about that all day long. But I also want to talk about what's going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the NFL in terms of fuel the vote and when we all vote. And that's going to happen on Tuesday down in Heinz Field. So however you want to do this.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that's the whole thing. It's called Fuel the Vote. And you'll be helping the food bank as well, which, as you said, you're very much, a lot of people have really stepped up this year, Michael, for helping people who really need it this time. We've seen long lines around here. It's going to take place at Stage AE on Tuesday. So tell us about your involvement with this event and how important it is for people to get out and register to vote and participate in this upcoming election.
It's never been more important. I mean, look, let's just keep it simple. It's important for all people to vote, regardless of who you vote for. I mean, personal opinion is democracy is hanging by a thread, but we'll talk about that later. Just get down there and vote. And what the NFL's doing and what, when we all vote and Fuel the Vote is doing, and the Steelers have really stepped up great here, and they're going to throw this event on Tuesday. And it's a drive-through event which combines voter registration with coronavirus food relief. There's so many people hurting out there, and once we get this virus under control, then I just look at these, not just in Pittsburgh but all over the country, these small business owners. It's heartbreaking. You got to get these men and women and their small businesses back, and it's not going to come back until we get this virus under control. And what they're doing, there's one PA, and Veeam is also helping people get registered. And if you're young and you're 25 or under, help older people. Don't let people dissuade you from voting. Don't let them tell you things that aren't true. Help everybody out. Go down and volunteer at the polls. But for Tuesday, it's the Steelers and it's the NFL helping out, and it's a drive-through situation. There's going to be some DJs, and it's really just helping folks out who are having a hard time and helping them understand how to register for the vote. It's that simple. That's all it is. And I credit the Steelers and the Rooney family. You can't do better than they're doing.
No, and you're right. It's simple. You do two things at once. You go there, register. You also help people who need help. Real quick, 30 seconds, Michael. You got any movies coming up? I'm a big fan of all your movies. What's going on?
Thanks. I do. I've got a movie coming out based on 9/11. 9/11 was life-changing, and I did this film, and Netflix is going to do it, and it's about Ken Shapiro. It's about the attorney who I'm thinking of another Ken Shapiro who was in charge of distributing the funds and how to figure out who gets what after the 9/11 for all the 9/11 victims. And it was is Ken Feinberg, and it was really, really satisfying to do it. I got that, and then I'm doing a movie based on the book Dope Sick, and a short series, I should say. And then there's something down the road that we'll talk about later that I can't quite talk about.
That's all right. We'll have a beer and talk about when you come back to Pittsburgh. Always a pleasure to talk to you, Michael. Thanks. And best to the family.
Good.
All right.
They're good.
I know they are. Thanks. I've texted a few of them, said your brother's coming on, so make sure you watch. So
I'm trying to get back to see them. With the COVID thing, it's really hard to travel, and I miss them a lot.
Well, miss seeing you, and hopefully we'll have a big day on Tuesday. Thanks a lot for coming on tonight. Michael Keaton, outstanding at what he does. Fuel the Vote, again, it's an event taking place to help people who've been affected by COVID-19, the pandemic. It's also an opportunity for you to help register to vote, and you can bring and help people who are in need. We'll talk more about that, I'm sure, as the week goes on. In the meantime, we have more Steeler coverage coming up. Our thanks to Michael Keaton. We'll be back with Steeler Reaction next, right here on KDKA TV.
Want to sell your Pittsburgh area home faster and for the best price? Then make it RE/MAX Select Realty. RE/MAX Select agents sell up to 3 times as many homes as other agents. That means more buyers searching your neighborhood right now. Call RE/MAX Select today. We'll meet and list your home tomorrow. Plus, get your free RE/MAX market price evaluation. Selling your home is a big decision. Make it RE/MAX Select Realty. See us now at selecthomefinder.com.
What's that?
A threat's been detected.
This is not a drill, everyone! Abby, protect the children!
It's just a Wi-Fi network threat, and we have Xfinity XFi. Remember?
False alarm. Everything's fine. Except for you, Abby. That wasn't a good look.
Defend against Wi-Fi threats with Xfinity XFi. XFi Advanced Security gives you added protection to help keep your network secure. Now that's simple, easy, awesome. Get started with Xfinity Internet for $39.99 a month for 12 months and get advanced security free with the XFi Gateway. Click, call, or visit a store today.
Introducing a revolutionary discovery that energizes and soothes your legs. Skinnies is the clinically proven garment that helps you stay on the move. With skin-protected fabric and microsphere technology that rejuvenates your skin, Skinnies helps prevent cracking and scaling. And with infused essential moisturizers, your skin can heal without the messy lotions. Skinnies is the #1 doctor-recommended 24-hour hydrating sock, making it a perfect choice for the gym, travel, or for wherever your busy life takes you. Available at Walgreens, Amazon, and coming soon to Rite Aid.
This is DraftKings Sportsbook, land of no-brainer boosts. Pick a football team this week, any team. Bet $1 on them, win $100 if they win. Now is the time. Navigate the app with ease. Sign up with the promo code. Celebrate football the right way with a no-brainer bet on any game. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Bet $1 to win $100 with the only top-rated sportsbook app that matters. And make it rain.
Well, that's not very nice. But thanks to Remote Smart Parking Assist, it's no problem for the all-new Hyundai Sonata. It can pull itself in and out of tight parking spots without you being in the car. The all-new Sonata. The longer you look, the more there is to like.
Lease a Sonata for $139 a month or get 0% APR for 72 months plus no payments for 90 days. Hurry in today.
Welcome back to Steelers Extra Point, presented by Neighborhood Ford Store.
Everyone's better when your franchise quarterback is healthy and playing, no doubt about it. Ben Roethlisberger today, 2 touchdowns, no picks, a 101 passer rating. He means a lot to all of that. Final drive, 6 for 7 on that drive, including 3 third-down conversions. Ben Roethlisberger at the podium after today's game.
You know, especially here at home, and I said in the post game that there's no fans here, but we still want to win at home, and we want to win it for the fans, and that we know we're watching around the world. So, you know, we still have the same mentality that when we're at home, we want to win the football game. And, you know, so for us to get off to a good start like this is really important, and it's fun.
Mike Pursuta.
Ben, you guys were able to stay with the running game despite some early hiccups. You got a lot of guys involved, and you seem to get better as the game went on running the ball. Why was that, and how'd you feel about it?
Well, I think we threw some different looks. You know, we went with some big package stuff, some counter runs, some downhill runs, and then we were also able to supplement when they were crowding the box with kind of some quick hit throws. You know, we call those run game alternatives. And so I'm just really proud of the way guys stepped up. That last, not the last drive, but the drive after the interception. I don't know the numbers on it, how long it took or anything like that, but we drove down the field, and this is 3 weeks in a row that our 4-minute offense, and I know it's outside of 4 minutes, but in essence that you're driving and you need to run the ball out. So that's impressive. When we get to do the best play in football, which is the victory, 3 weeks in a row, that's an awesome feeling.
Mark Caboli.
Well, he wants to know the numbers. Chris Hoke, give Ben Roethlisberger the final numbers. They were impressive, as it turns out.
Absolutely, Bob. Let's take a quick look at the final stats presented by JP Roofing. And in this football game, the Steelers controlled a lot of the important statistics. You see here, first down, the Pittsburgh Steelers had 25 first downs to the Houston Texans 13. And when you look at the running game, that's where they really dominated. 38 rushes for 169 to Houston's 29 for 15. on 15 carries. In the passing game, the Steelers had 218 yards. Houston had a lot of their yards, 188 in the first half. You see what happened in the second half, only 231 yards passing in this game. Penalties, after coming off 10 penalties last week for 89 yards, the Steelers only had 2 penalties today for 14 yards. Really cleaned up in that area. Again, turnovers are the name of the game. Only 1 turnover for the takeaway for the Steelers. Mike Hilton got the interception, and then the time of possession is where the game was won today. The Steelers controlled the clock, particularly at 11 minutes and 54 seconds in that fourth quarter.
And the biggest number of all, 28-21 is the final score. That means the Steelers are 3-0 with a big game coming up next week. We'll take a break, come back with more analysis, more interviews, and we have your calls shortly right here on KDKA's coverage of a Steelers 7-point win at home.
We're Steelers. We take what nature provides. We work in what others can't handle. We put it through extremes others can't imagine. And we create something extraordinary. Then we share it with others so they can make their own amazing. Now, Steelers are partnering again, working to bring remarkable to the next generation so they too can be extraordinary.
Would you like to train with a renowned chef? Cut your steak with a fine German blade? Get VIP access to special events? It's simple with Stakeholder Rewards from the Certified Angus Beef brand. Sign up today at CertifiedAngusBeef.com. A kiss of smoke, a touch of fire, and the premium flavor of the best Angus beef ever made. The Certified Angus Beef brand. Rare moments done well.
It's Ford Truck Month. And if this is your kind of day, and this is your kind of truck, then this is your month. Ford Truck Month. Now get great deals on the trucks as tough as the people who drive them.
Get a Ranger with 0% for 60 months plus $1,000 in trade assist and receive a no-charge 2-year maintenance plan. Only from your neighborhood Ford store.
Thanks for helping with the party, Gus.
Anytime.
Just a few last-minute things.
Let's go. Whoa. Heads up.
Whoa. We need
carrots and celery.
Everything's picked fresh.
I have a fresh pick, too.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. The new scratch-off from the Pennsylvania Lottery.
With top prizes of $250 grand.
Missing anything?
Maybe some asparagus. Keep on scratching.
Because of this, we made Ford Super Duty the most capable heavy-duty pickup ever. Because of this, we built Ford F-150 with 375 horsepower and best-in-class payload.
Rescue 614 en route.
Because of this, we built Ford Ranger with the terrain management system. And because Ford trucks are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand.
FanDuel Sportsbook's risk-free first bet makes it incredibly easy to bet without risk. But to make it even less risky, we've hired former All-Pro nose tackle Vince Wilfork to be Aaron's food safety inspector while he bets.
Do you think I could have a bite yet? Or it's just I haven't eaten this morning. I didn't eat. Do you know when?
FanDuel Sportsbook. There's no easier way to try sports betting risk-free.
It's okay.
Get up to $1,000 back if you don't win your first bet.
Another day, another chance to bounce forward.
Let's do this.
By making your internet speeds fast and reliable, so you can keep up with your customers. By ensuring those speeds have wireless internet backup. So if the power goes down, your connection doesn't. And by covering all your connected devices with serious security. So we can handle this and this, while you get on with this and this. Be fast, be secure, bounce forward with Comcast Business. Ask how to get a $500 reward plus a $100 bonus if you have Xfinity at home. Call today.
BMW, we didn't make just one SAV. We made the ultimate range of SAVs. With unmatched power, luxury, and performance, the BMW X-Range is prepared for any road you travel. No matter who you are, no matter where you're going, no matter what's next, there's an X to take you there. Take advantage of 0.9% APR on a 2020 BMW X3 X-Drive 30i.
You want top quality roofing? Replacing a roof isn't just shingles, it's a complete engineered system. Being an Owens Corning preferred contractor, JP Roofing and Siding understands how the whole system works. With over 38 years in the business, JP Roofing and Siding takes pride in their craftsmanship and do all their jobs right the first time.
If you're looking to get your roof replaced, hire JP Roofing and Siding. Quality long remembered at a fair price.
Welcome back to Steelers Extra Point, presented by Neighborhood Ford Store.
One of the other keys we should mention, the Steelers did not turn the ball over today. It's the first time in 25 games that they have gone through an entire game with no turnovers. Houston, on the other hand, did not force the turnover. They haven't forced one all season long, and that's a problem for them as they drop to 0-3. Now let's look ahead, because it does not, Chris Hoke, get any easier. In fact, another big game coming up.
Another big one on the road. Bob, let's take a look at the Neighborhood Ford Store road ahead as we look at the next 4 weeks of the season. The Steelers next week play at Tennessee against a very physical Tennessee Titans, who won today 31-30. The following week, 2 weeks from now, they'll play at home against the Philadelphia Eagles at 1 p.m. Today, they didn't know if they wanted to win this game or not against the Cincinnati Bengals, tied at the end of overtime. And then you talk about the Cleveland Browns coming to Heinz Field. They'll be playing the Cleveland Browns, who today won, and they are 2-1. 2-1 for the first time, being over 500 since Week 15 in 2014, Bob. So that's the road ahead. The next 3 weeks looks to be a battle for the Steelers.
And our road ahead includes calls and tweets. Yes, we have a special Steelers edition of the Sports Call coming up next. Thanks for joining us on this program. Chris and I return right after this short timeout. We'll take your calls. What do you think about the Steelers' 3-0 start? That's next, right here on KDKA TV.